Sylvester Stallone knew his whole life what he wanted to do. For him, it was a chance to inspire others. Life wasn't easy. At birth, he was pulled out by forceps. It's why he looks and speaks the way he does. 1,500 agents said, no, you're not an actor. His first 3 scenes led to nothing, but he never gave up. Sly sold his first script, Paradise Alley, for $100. That money didn't last long. The last thing he had left was his dog. He got $25. That was rock bottom. He cried, and soon after, watched a fight between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Wepner went 15 rounds but was pounded to a pulp. It inspired Sly, and he wrote for 20 hours straight the entire Rocky movie. Tried to sell it, but nobody wanted it. Too predictable, too sappy. Sly saved those comments and read them to himself the night he won the Oscar. Sly never gave up. One day, 2 guys offered to buy the script for $125,000. Sly said with one condition, I'm Rocky. No way. We need a star like Ryan O'Neal to play Rocky. Can you imagine? The same guys called him back and offered him $250,000 not to star in his own movie. Sly said no. They countered with $325,000. Sly said no. They compromised. $35,000, points in the movie, and Sly would play Rocky. Rocky has grossed over $225 million and the entire franchise over $1 billion. What's your Rocky moment, folks? What's your vision? Your unstoppable success? You were born to be a money master. The time is now to take massive action.
Let's go over to Don in Odessa, Florida. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a subscriber to your service, and I just want to let you know that I sure do appreciate what you've done for me.
Wow. Thank you very, very much.
The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, money masters and treasure hunters out there. Thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge. For the next hour, I promise to provide you with the best care, the best guidance, the best protection for you, your money, your spirit, your soul. Thanks so much for being here. This is my favorite thing to do in life. I hope that you are doing your favorite thing as well. If you're not, you absolutely should be. If you're listening to us on the radio, thanks so much for doing that. We really do appreciate that. We love being able to, reach out and hopefully, well, we know each day we get more and more listeners, and we'd love you to be able to help us spread the word so that we can help others grow their money tree. In fact, over my shoulder here in a minute, you're probably going to see one of those beautiful money trees. If you don't have a money tree in your yard, folks, and your money tree ought to be in your mind. If you don't have a money tree, just send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. I will be happy to send you a money tree because money does grow on trees. You see, folks, you have got an amazing power within yourself. And that power is so strong, it can create a forest of money trees out there. All you got to do is play the money game, and you are absolutely in the right place. Here at TFNN.com, the best franchise, the best business franchise out there, because we've got Tom has assembled absolutely a couple hundred years worth of trading knowledge. In fact, today what we've got going on, we've got Basil Chapman who's doing a full day live workshop, where he's actually going to be trading his system of patterns out there. And that's really what trading is all about. I know that sometimes things seem overwhelming. The reason why we want to also be able to have you watch us on TigerTV, why we've gone ahead and we're trying to stay, at least up with technology, maybe one step ahead as far as our, other competitors are out there, what have you. You can now watch us really clearly on your phones, your iPhones, your pads, your Google phones, any type of internet-enabled device. Not every single one, but most internet-enabled devices you can watch us live on. You can see the streaming live version of this. All you have to do is go over to the homepage of TFNN.com. Over in the right-hand side, the upper right-hand side, you'll see a button that you would click on. And if you do that with your phone, you can just simply save that as an icon or whatever your phone system allows you to do. So all that you've got to do is one touch of a button, and you're live with us. You're catching the live streaming a show, and it's really a great way to learn. And look, my whole outcome in life is to be able to teach and help folks grow. That's really what it's all about. I want to be able to help you grow your money trees, your forest of money trees, because when you can do that, that's when you really start to feel incredible certainty. You know, what trading can give you, folks, is trading can meet every single one of your needs out there. It can absolutely meet your need for certainty. How does it meet your need for certainty? Well, when you understand that if you have a trading system, and I'll show you a trading system that over a series of trades produces positive results, well, you can have certainty that you are trading a system where you're going to create a whole forest of money trees out there. How else can it give you certainty? When you learn the money management aspects of using stops, and if you are listening in and you have money that's unprotected, meaning there's no stop in place, that is absolutely the largest mistake that you can correct today. And you want to do that, because if you're trading like that, then you don't have any certainty. Certainty is when you know that whatever it is that you've risked out there, and you don't want everything at risk, folks. You want to just make sure that you've got a limiting risk. So, you know, we're here to teach how to do that, and sometimes things might seem overwhelming. You know, on my charts, I show all different types of patterns that are out there. Sometimes they're candle patterns. Sometimes we take a look at volume. Well, we always take a look at volume as you come into swing points or other high volume days that might be out there. I take a look at Gartley butterflies. I take a look at retracements. And, you know, for some folks out there, it might seem a little overwhelming. But it's no different than when each of us first learned how to drive a car. How many of you out there can remember when you first learned how to drive a stick shift car? How about if that was the first thing that you learned when you got your driver's license? Today, for any of you that have been through that experience, today, driving a car is what? You don't even think about it. It's just as similar as, you know, your heart beating. Your subconscious is able to take over, because the pattern that you know with regard to how it is that you're going to drive it's simply built into you. But it wasn't like that the first day. In fact, the first day, likely things seemed overwhelmed. And the way that you experience rapid learning, you know, is by being able to chunk things together. You know, when you first got in that car and you realized that you had a stick shift, you had to worry about what was going on in your rear view, what was going on both sides of you, you know, all of the lights and everything. You know, I remember being in the car when my mom was first learning how to drive her stick shift Corvair. And, you know, we were going up a hill, right? And then the stoplight came on, and she was up there, and there were cars behind her. You know, you could just feel her heart beating, you know, 1,000,000 beats per minute. And so probably some of you have got that same experience. But the whole idea is, with regard to money management, with regard to these markets, it's just simply an ability to be able to chunk things, if you will, to be able to take a look. You don't have to learn all of these patterns at one time. In fact, you shouldn't if you're new to trading. And so what it's better to do is to take a look at the different patterns that I might discuss during my show, or Tom, or Basil, Larry, David, and, you know, and let's all say a prayer for David and his family. He suddenly lost his brother yesterday afternoon. He learned that right after his show was over, so we need to send out all the white light we can to him and his family. You know, tough time for sure. And what we want to be able to do is, folks, you know, what's so important is just take a look at some aspect of any system that each of us trade out here. And what we want to be able to do is, I want you to be able to break things down into chunks. Take a look at the item that maybe seems most attractive to you. And don't worry about the other items out there. You know, that the other patterns that are out there. You can always just add those as tools. All of these tools work. And sometimes just like in driving, you start to put those tools together. In fact, I want to be able to, I like to be able to help save lives, or help to folks avoid accidents. An accident would be trading without a stop. That's an accident looking to happen. It'd be much like the Ferrari crash up that they had over in Japan when one guy lost control and everybody else, who knows, it was $1 million worth of beautiful automobiles that all got cracked up. And I want to help everybody out there avoid an accident. So I'm going to teach you. This has nothing to do with trading, by the way. Don't know how I got out. The markets are kind of flat, so what the heck. I want to teach you, see how many of you out there actually do this with your mirrors, with your side view mirrors. You know, most of you've got a blind spot, right? You got 2 blind spots when you're driving, right? No, you don't. I can teach you how to eliminate those blind spots, which means you don't even have to look over your shoulder. Not that you shouldn't, but you don't even have to look over your shoulder to know who is entirely around your car. Here's what you do. Most folks on the side view mirrors, they don't set them properly. The mirrors are there to be one panoramic extension, much like the monitors. If you can see the monitors that I've gotten here, when my eyes are darting someplace else is because I'm watching either the market, some other chart pattern that might be setting up. And the way I want you to use the mirrors inside your car, you first are going to set your rear view mirror. Then when you take a look at your side view mirror, wherever, and let's talk about the left-hand side of your rear view mirror, wherever that is cut off, what you can see, that's where the right side of your driver's side view mirror should start. So if you're looking out your rear view mirror and on the very left side you see a car, you see half of the car, okay, let's say you're in a stationary spot, take the very right side of your mirror and push it out so that it picks up exactly where your rear view mirror leaves off at. So you've got one continuous mirror. And on the right side, on the passenger side, you do the exact same thing. Whatever you're looking at and whatever you see in the right-hand most quadrant, then what your left-hand side should pick up is one continuous mirror. Now what will happen, folks, what you will see is you will have a full visual around you. When a car is coming past you and you start to lose it out of your rear view mirror, you'll pick it up in your side view mirror. When it starts coming out of your side view mirror, folks, what will happen is your eyes will be able to pick up that car. If you don't drive like that, then let me pass that on to you, because I know that about 90% of the folks out there, 95%, that's not even taught to people. It's not even taught in driver's ed. But if you were a race car driver, if you were a racer, I'm not talking about a NASCAR racer, but let's just say you went out to the track and you were going to be setting your mirrors. There were other people out there. You would absolutely set your mirrors. You want to be able to have vision all around you. I want you to be able to have vision of the markets and what they're doing. And so just that one little trick, you see, the reality is life and success is all about little tricks just like that with regard to your vision. Because sometimes other people see things that you don't. When we're taking a look at chart patterns, sometimes some of us have just simply got a little bit more experience, or we've been taught a little bit of a trick, and I want to teach you tricks as well, and that's really what this is all about. So give that a shot, folks, and if that works for you, which I know it will, pass that down to your children. Most people start to get uncomfortable because they're so used, right, because they've got a pattern, and their pattern is to make sure that their side view mirrors are so that they can see like the sides of their car. That's not what those mirrors were there for. Those mirrors were meant so that you could have total vision around you. So you're in the right place, folks, TFNN.com. We give you total vision of the marketplace. When we get back, we're going to go to Deke and Clearwater. We're going to take a look at Apple. At the moment right now, you've got the Dow futures up about 30 points, S&P up a couple points. You got around the world, Europe right now down 53 points. The DAX has been up, down, a little bit of all around. FTSE pretty much flat, up 4 points. The Hang Seng was down 237 points. We'll be right back, folks.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investment Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, folks. Steve Rhodes here. Tom O'Brien and I need your help. Together, let's change the cash for gold industry once and for all. Now is the time to unleash the game changer, and that's you, folks. We've all seen the power of viral marketing. It's overthrown dictators, and now it's time to rid the thieves in this cash for gold industry. Together, we can change this industry in a heartbeat. You know about our industry-leading payouts, our free tools, our video valuation, and the education that we provide to help folks value their jewelry. Tom and I are experts and the industry's most trusted team. Please join us now by spreading the word to your entire email list. We'll pay you 5% of the total payout, which on average would be $50 per transaction. 100 transactions is $5,000 in your pocket. We'd rather put our marketing dollars in your pocket and more money in your referrals pocket. Go to TigerMetalExchange.com and click on the Become a Partner button to join our team. Let's start a revolution, folks. We can't do it without you. TigerMetalExchange.com, the only click you need to make.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Give the gift of silver this holiday season. TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow futures up about 30 points. S&P futures up a couple, still down 50 points in the DAX in Germany. You've got King Dollar. King Dollar is up 14 ticks right now. Gold contract down 22. Let's go to Deke in Clearwater. Deke, thanks so much for holding.
You're welcome. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. Yourself today?
The same.
Oh, good, good. Are you in Apple and you wanted to take a look at Apple? Tell me how I can help you today.
I'm looking at Apple, and I'm thinking it's probably going to roll over at some point. It's testing that high bar back there at 11.10 at 397.
11.10, November 10th. Let me get back to November 10th for you. November 10th, okay?
And that 61% retracement level.
Yeah.
And the last 2 days been doji, so I think it's running out of steam.
Yeah, I agree with you. It does look like that Apple is setting up another A, B equals CD down. And you're exactly right. It's the high on that November 10th bar, 397.21. Let's see, what did you get to yesterday? You got up to 396.41. So you did make it right over it. And, but that the .786 retracement is just above it, 398.44. It is losing steam. What you'd really like to see here is, and this is not necessarily the ABC inside of the art of timing the trade, but when you're this close to the swing point at November 8th, that only has 14 million shares up there, you'd want to wait to see what the test there is, because although it is, you've got doji, as you say, What you've also got, you get 13 million shares from 2 days ago. You get almost 13 million shares yesterday. The volume on the way up is light. But what you'd like to do, it looks like you even have a little open gap here. Let's see. The low on November 8th was 401.56. The next day, you got up to 400.89. So you see that little gap that's up there?
November 8th, you say?
Yeah. The actual swing point candle that I'm looking at is November 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, and the low on that is 401.56. Yeah. And if you take a look at the next day, which you're trading, you traded into yesterday, that was the 9th. The high on that bar is 400.89. So there's a little bit of an open gap there. Let that gap get filled. And when you're patient and you do that, then what you'd want to see is it coming to November 8th on less than 14 million shares. Get into that and close below 401.56. Then what you might have really is more of a consolidation pattern inside Apple. And, and then what you'd be looking at is your first piece of information would be in that October 4th high, that 381.80 again, as it got down into that area. But Apple, the short interest on Apple, folks, pretty amazing. The short interest on Apple, let me take a look at this, is 0.5%. There's not a lot of folks that are short Apple, and for all good reasons.
Uh-huh.
But another way to play it because of Apple being such a significant weighting inside of the Qs would really be to use Apple as your signal and then go short the Qs.
Go short the Qs.
Yeah, through the QID or the SQQQ. I think that might be the better way to spread out your risk, if you will. But make sure you don't trade any more than 1% of your working capital. All right, Deke?
All right, thanks, Steve.
Okay, you bet. Have a great day.
All right, bye.
All right, and let's go take a look and see what's going on inside King Dollar, if we will, the dollar index. Let's pull that up on the screen here. And, folks, you too can give us a call, 877-927-6648. You can see the dollar index is continuing to reject this lower end of this trend line that we've got up here. This is the channel, if you will, on the U.S. dollar index on the daily chart, and it's got just really great resistance areas that it continues to bounce up against right now. What was it doing yesterday? It was coming up against this Three Rivers Evening Star candle formation. The high on that was on the November 10th time frame. The high there was 78.42, and you can see how it's gotten into that area really on four separate occasions. Each time has rejected it, has come back inside the channel, and the most important candle right now that's out there is December the 2nd. That was on Friday, and what you did was you created a bearish engulfing candle right there. That says that the low there, 78.06, is really critical when you're taking a look at the dollar index. And what we know about the dollar index in our markets, folks, is there is a direct correlation, a tick-for-tick correlation. If you're looking at my screen right now, you're seeing the futures contract on a 5-minute basis with the King Dollar on there as well. 877-927-6648. We get back, we'll go see how these markets are going to open. Be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to tfnn.com today or call 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Off to the races. You got the Dow up 20 points. The S&P's up a point. Composite up 4 points. You got the small caps down about a half a point there. And let's see, as we continue looking at the got gold contract down, trading down $20. Silver down 40 cents. You've got light sweet crude pretty much flat down 8 cents. Bonds, you've got the 30-year bond. Looks like that is down about 10 ticks there. And in Euroland, the DAX down 56 points, the FTSE up 6. And, you know, what I've got up on my screen here that you're taking a look at is really the 4 primary ETFs. Sometimes that's a little bit easier to trade off of and take a look at, you know, with regard to where we're at from a volume standpoint, because, you know, you've got access to that information so easily on all of your trading platforms out there. And had a great call, you know, from Deke about Apple, and I was mentioning to him, you might want to take a look at the Qs. So when you're trying to put all this together, number one, folks, and this is my belief. Well, this is my belief, and just take a look at the charts, okay? And we all form beliefs, and you trade your beliefs. I mean, it's really as simple as that. And what I look for is I just simply look for correlations. We talked about this yesterday. You know, are the currencies the dog or the tail in this hunt here? And there's no question when you take a look at the volume that goes through the currency market, it's really all driven by the currency market. So then what you start to look for is you start to look for correlations. Because what you want to do is you want to you want to understand what's going on inside the bigger picture. So right now you're looking at the S&P futures contract with the correlation of King Dollar. And what I've done is I've inverted the dollar, because as the dollar goes up, the market would go down. That's the correlation. So in inverting this, it's easier to take a look and make sure that everything is connected. And so you're watching, almost tick for tick here, and you're taking a look at the trading patterns that you see. So you can absolutely see the correlation between the dollar and the markets. And so when you first buy into that, it's not that difficult to buy into. All you have to do is just sit here and watch it for a while. We can keep this up on the screen here for the next 2 minutes, and what you will see is that correlation. You'll see that correlation exists, and you can go back and you can take a look at it, and that's why I've got it on this 5-minute time frame. Just much easier for you to be able to see. Then, what does that mean? What that means is then, if you want to be long the markets, what you have to see is you have to see a weaker dollar. Now, a weaker dollar means you need to be able to take a look at what's going on inside the basket of currencies inside the dollar index. And so, really, in order to truly get a grasp of what's going on in the marketplace, you need to learn how to trade currency, if you will. Not really trade currency, you need currency pairs. You just need to be able to take a look at the charts and see what the charts are telling us. Well, the cool thing about charting, the cool thing about the fundamental aspect of charting, is it really doesn't matter what the instrument is that's up on your chart. It all works the same. It all works the same with regard to ABC patterns. It works the same with regard to retracement patterns. It works the same with regard to expansion patterns. It works the same with regard to Gartleys, butterflies, swing points, moves of moves. All of those are terms that you've heard, and you can then get a better grasp and be able to make your trading decisions as to where we're at in the marketplace. So that is the first element, and you've got to understand, and so we talked about the dollar index, and if you take a look at the dollar index here, folks, is if you take a look at the dollar index, how it is in this up channel line, and, until you really break now, right now, your first break would have to be underneath the low on the dollar index of Friday. You've got to get down below that 7806 area, which should act as a good support area. And you can see that even yesterday, what we're doing here right now, we're just simply making lower lows inside the dollar index. Now, you then have to take a look at what's going on inside the euro. We can do that, but I want to get back to the Qs, the IWM, because I think it's the IWM that is going to give us the first bit of information as we approach those October 27th highs, those very important October 27th highs. We'll be right back, folks.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Now, before we went to break, I was talking about the importance of really taking a look. Well, we're talking about a number of different things, but the correlation between the dollar index and the markets, and you absolutely want to get your head wrapped around that. You want to be able to understand what's going on with the euro and the U.S. dollar, the pound, the U.S. dollar, the Japanese yen, the U.S. dollar, and the Canadian dollar, the U.S. dollar. It's only those four things that you really just need to be paying attention to help you understand where the dollar index is going. With regard to the general markets, what you want to do is you want to pay attention to the four primary ETF structures that are out there. You've got the SPYs for the S&P 500. You've got the IWM, that's for the Russell 2000. You've got the DIA, that's the diamonds for the Dow stocks, the 30 Dow stocks out there. And then you've got the Qs, which is for the NDX 100. And so if you take a look at that, it's going to be really able to help you, again, four things to be able to take a look at. So we start to just kind of chunk this information, just like when you first started driving your first stick shift car. And if you haven't driven a stick shift car, folks, you don't know what it is that you're missing out there. Now, I said that it's going to be the small caps that may be the one that give us the first piece of information on whether the market is going higher or lower. It's either going to be really the small caps or the diamonds right now is what it looks like. The reason why I say that is because of where we're trading inside of. We're trading inside of the October 27th swing point in those two ETF structures. We are as well in the SPYs right now. It's rejected it on Friday. Yesterday you closed just above it in the SPYs, and we'll come back to the SPYs. But if I'm going to punch the diamonds up on the screen here first, so that's the Dow diamonds. And what you'll be able to see here is I'm going back and I'm taking a look at this October 27th area. Now, the low on that is 120.45. The high is 120.58. You did 12.8 million shares out there. So that's an important benchmark. You know, you'd write that down on a sheet of paper unless your charting software might be similar to mine where you can just simply draw some lines. So let's go ahead and let's draw a line at the bottom of this here. And that's going to be at that price point of 120.45. So we'll come straight across. And you can see the high on that. In fact, let me just get rid of some of this clutter on here. Let's get rid of the expansions between swing points and contractions. There we go. We cleaned it up just a little bit. And so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the line up here for the high. So I'm going to teach you something, I hope. And you can see down below here, I've got the volume. So I've got the volume on the diamonds. Now, what you'd like to be able to see, because we're inside this swing point, you want to be able to see a rejection. Well, you can get a rejection two different ways. You can get a rejection by either closing below it on lighter volume, which you did. If you take a look at what did the diamonds do on Friday, on December 2nd, you got inside that swing point with 5.5 million shares. Again, that was going against 12.8 million shares, and you closed below it. The day before, you got up to a high of 120.55. Remember, we're going against the low of 120, what is it? Give me a second. 120.45. I should write it down, right? 120.45. So you got up above that, you closed below it, and you did that with 5.4 million shares. Let's see, on the day prior to that, on the November 30th, you got up to a high of 120.39. So you didn't get all the way up there. You were coming in with 11 million shares. You had that big gap up, and look at how the volume just simply has come out of the balloon here. Now, in order to, if you wanted to take a short position on the diamonds, what you'd really like to do is you'd like to have some confirmation. The confirmation for you would be closing below that 120.45 area on less than 12.8 million shares. You know, you'd like to be able to see it do it on as light of volume as you possibly can. What you'd really like to now see is you'd really like to see it close inside that November 30th area that had that 11.5 million shares. So the high on that is 120.39. So you'd want to really see and have a little bit of a confirmation is you'd like to see it get inside that 120, close in 120.39, you know, and what you'd have there is you'd have a rejection of everything. Now, you'd want to see volume pick up on, you know, on its way down. That's one side of the possible trade. The other side would be, is since you're already inside that October 27th area, what you'd really like to see is you'd really like to see it test the high. The high of October 27th is 122.58. So you'd like to see it get over that, close below it on lighter volume. That there would get, you know, your back would be up against the wall. That would give you the signal that the move to the upside is over because you don't have more buyers in the store pushing the price up. Can the prices go up? Absolutely. But what you're always looking for is you're looking for trading patterns that give you an edge, because we're all looking for edges in life. And when it comes to trading, you know, this is one of those edges. You have to understand trading is all about understanding that you have a system that gives you a distribution of wins and losses. That is how you create money trees. Trust me, folks, if you've ever been a farmer, if you've ever planted trees where you're going to be getting product off of those trees, you have some trees that outperform others. And what you want to be able to do is you want to trade all of the patterns that fit your parameters, that give you an edge, give you a positive outcome. That's what we do. My trading expectancy system right now is producing a super positive outcome. You should give that a shot. You can try it for free, 30-day, unconditional money-back guarantee. Besides that, I actually will teach you something. Now, here's kind of the coolest thing. I think one of the best referrals, if you will, referral's not even the right word for it, but you can try my service out unconditional for free. It's $149. You put your credit card down, and 29 days from now you decide you don't want it for whatever that reason is, you get that money back. I received an email, I think it was on Thursday, from someone that had tried out the service. Now, there's so much education that I include in there. Just between all the newsletters, a number of videos, you get all of the different webcasts that I do every other week. And in fact, I may be filling in for David tomorrow, so I'm going to have to change my Wednesday webcast for Thursday. So I need to check on that. But the whole point is, this customer said, look, he didn't want to continue with the service because he was just starting to learn how to trade, but don't give me a refund of the $149. The information that he got was worth so much more than that $149. He said, I want you to have it. That was his way, I'm sure, of being able to deal with, the karma issue, if you will, what it is that you put out there. But I want to be able to give you that gift. This is the holiday season. Heck, I like giving you gifts. Every day is the holiday season, and you really should be able to check it out because it is all about being able to chunk things down, take a look at patterns that are out there, see what it is that meets your needs, because the question is always, when is now going to be the right time for you to start planting your trees in your money farm field, folks? You want to be able to do that. So that's what we're going to take a look at on the Dow Diamonds. Now, if we go switch over to the small caps, and we'll do the same thing, we get back from the break, we'll go take a look at the small caps, and because they are trading inside their October 27th swing point, that low there is 72.65. The high is 79.67. You trade at 74.25 right now. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but two exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed, with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to your trading and investing. The Money Masters. Next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Man, time flies around here. Already cruising into our last segment, and please stay tuned. You got Tom and I coming up doing the Money Masters, and I get the privilege to be back with you for one more hour from 11 to 12. Then we got Victor Jones from noon to 1, and then Ken Shreve 3 to 4, the warm-up band for Tom O'Brien, who will take us home from 4 to 6. So we were talking about the IWM, or we're beginning to talk about the IWM. That is the ETF for the Russell 2000. And what you can see is that, we've gotten into the small caps. The IWM we're looking at that October 27th swing point out there, 129 million shares. And we gapped up into it, closed above it. You did that on 93 million. So we had 93 million going against 129 million. You can see this red line going across the bottom here, if you will. And we've stayed inside there. We've stayed inside that range. You did 56 million on the first, which was Thursday. You did 47 million on Friday. Yesterday you did 58 million. And, we'll see how today plays out. What you want to see here is you want to see a rejection now of the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 has been relatively strong on the way up here as far as getting back into that October 27th area. I think it was the first of the 4 ETFs to actually do that. So what you'd really love to be able to see here is you're going to see one of two things. Either rejection of the high price, which is a 76.97, and you'd want to see it get over that, even a penny over that, and then close back down below on less than 129 million shares. Your other side of the rejection would simply be to get below that low area, which is 72.65, and then what you'd really like to see, because you had some decent volume up on that November 30th, you had 93 million shares. What you'd really like to see is a close below 72.13. That was the low on November 30th. So that would then be a rejection. And what that would be setting up, at least going down and testing out the swing point going back to November 25th. If we just simply look at the right here, what we've done, what the IWM has done, if we go from the October 27th high to the price where we're at right now, you're at that 0.786 area. So you're still in that A to B equals C to D. And the thing is here, volume-wise, as you're taking a look at it, as it was making its lows here, you really don't have, huge volume on the way down. And on the way up, because you did have a volume spike on that November 30th area, you did have some decent volume on the way up. But you could be setting up an A to B equals C to D pattern. And if we take a look at that, if we get the IWM to close below those areas that I gave you, what you'd be looking at is you'd be looking for a full 1-to-1, would take you down to that 65.47 area. It would absolutely make sense. Why would it make sense? Because you'd be getting back into that October 4th area, which has not been tested. And that's going to be really critical, folks. October 4th is going to be tested. Whether it's this week, next week, the week after that, one thing I can tell you, that October 4th area is going to be tested. How do I know that? Well, I know that, folks, because the charts are telling me. The charts are telling me we're in an absolute horrible bear market, which can be your best friend when you allow us to teach you how to trade these bear markets. You can see the channel that it's in right now. Until it breaks out of this trend, this channel here, this is a monthly channel, folks. What you are in is a bear market. No different. And if what I want you to do is picture yourself having tuned in, caught the TFNN franchise going back into 2008. And look at how much bread you would have made. Folks, whether the market goes up or it goes down, doesn't really matter to me. I trade it both ways because the market breathes just like you and me. That's what I want to be able to teach you to do. Thanks so much for being with me today. Stay tuned. Tom O'Brien and I are coming up for the Money Master. The real Money Master is going to be up in just a few minutes. We'll be right back, folks. About 8 minutes. Thanks for being here.
The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Sylvester Stallone knew his whole life what he wanted to do. For him, it was a chance to inspire others. Life wasn't easy. At birth, he was pulled out by forceps. It's why he looks and speaks the way he does. 1,500 agents said, "No, you're not an actor." His first 3 scenes led to nothing, but he never gave up. Sly sold his first script, Paradise Alley, for $100. That money didn't last long. The last $100. That money didn't last long. The last thing he had left was his dog. He got $25. That was rock bottom. He cried, and soon after, watched a fight between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Webner. Webner went 15 rounds but was pounded to a pulp. It inspired Sly, and he wrote for 20 hours straight the entire Rocky movie. Tried to sell it, but nobody wanted it. Too predictable, too sappy. Sly saved those comments and read them to himself the night he won the Oscar. Sly never gave up. One day, 2 guys offered to buy the script for $125,000. Sly said with one condition, "I'm Rocky." No way. We need a star like Ryan O'Neal to play Rocky. Can you imagine? The same guys called him back and offered him $250,000 not to star in his own movie. Sly said no. They countered with $325,000. Sly said no. They compromised. $35,000, points in the movie, and Sly would play Rocky. Rocky has grossed over $225 million and the entire franchise over $1 billion. What's your Rocky moment, folks? What's your vision? Your unstoppable success. You were born to be a money master. The time is now to take massive action.
Let's go over to Don in Odessa, Florida. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a subscriber to your service, and I would just want to let you know that I sure do appreciate what you've done for me.
Wow. Thank you very, very much.
The Trader's Edge with your
morning, money masters and treasure hunters. Hi, folks. Welcome to the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely love being here with you. And for the next hour, I promise to provide you with the best guidance, the best protection and care for your money, your spirit, your soul. You see, folks, you absolutely have an amazing power within yourself, and that power is so strong, it can create amazing anything that you want to be in your life, whether it's an amazing money master, an amazing parent, an amazing spouse, an amazing friend, an amazing boss, whatever it is, folks, it absolutely is within you. Now, today is kind of one of those special days for him. Every day is special, if you will, but it was actually 1 year ago today, not the date, today is December 6th, but it was 1 year ago today on a Tuesday when I actually started my first show. So it was actually on December 7th. That was an easy day to remember. It was actually on Tuesday, and it was in this time slot, and I can remember just how uncomfortable, not uncomfortable, how much I anticipated, how eager I was, how in essence prepared that I was. I probably put about 3 or 4 hours at least, probably more than that, I'm sure, way more than that, in just being able to get through the first show. And do it so that, you didn't, like anyone, look, what we don't like to do is fail, right? I mean, each of us out there, who likes failure? In fact, most of us, what we do is we run away from failure. The reality is, failure, if you go back and you think about it, you think about how upside down that is, most of us have learned more about failure than we have about the successes that we have in life. Our failure, is what's taught us to be able to, pick up our bootstraps. Failures are what we look for in the markets that we trade, because when we see failures occur, we go out, we take that to our advantage, and we go trade from that because we learn from that. And so many times, almost always, we always believe that things are going to be worse than they are. That's kind of like that automatic negative thought. Those are the negative ants that are out there. And so I actually pulled up the original script, if you will, because I used to do this thing used to do this where the first couple shows were pretty well scripted, at least parts of them, good part of them. And I was doing it in the studio next door, so, I can, in a heartbeat, remember being there, remember having things all spread out, and wanting to deliver, just like you, wanting to be able to deliver a good show. Whatever it is that I do, I always want to be able to do my best. And then that's how you keep raising your standard in life. And if you raise your standard, folks, that's really what it's all about, because, where you're at is just simply because of the standard that you've set. If you want more in life, you've got to be able to raise your standard. And so my opening went something like this. And what's cool is that actually what I wrote down, and that's the good thing about scripting things out, about writing down what your path is, what it is that you want to do. And I said something like this. This program is about becoming yourself. In fact, let me move this a little over here. It's going to be easier. So it's about becoming yourself, because who you become determines your happiness in life. You see, you used to have to just actually read from it. Now I just need just a couple of words, and then I can, just let it roll. Because what you think about, folks, or when you think about it, folks, who you become is really the only lasting aspect in life. Because deep inside of us, I know each of us have a hunger for something more. It doesn't matter where your game is at, where you are at right now. Each of us has a hunger for more. That's just the natural, innate ability that's inside us. We've got a need for something even deeper. The older you get, usually, the deeper it is that you get. You want to have a better understanding, and you want something that is richer and that is lasting. And each of us has got an inner certainty that no matter how great our lives already are, we know there is yet another level. Another level with more passion, with more gratitude, with more connection, more joy, more love, and more success. And so that was how I started off 1 year ago today. Because I said our show is about taking your life to the next level. Now, the cool thing is that I know for a fact, based on the emails that I get, the phone calls that I have, the newsletter clients that I provide service to, I know that I've actually accomplished the first stage of that mission. Because what it's really all about is always continuing to be able to improve upon what it is that I currently do. And so we've got the great standard that we're at right now, and we're going to continue to raise that standard. And I just want to say how grateful I am to each and every one of you out there that's listening in today, because you have allowed this to actually happen for me. And I truly do love doing what I do. This is not work, and what is so great is just, when I take a look at where my life has come from, just in being able to do this gig, if you will, where it's come from, which I always knew I wanted to do. The way that I learned about really technical training, and the way that I've ever been able to learn about anything in life, is by complete immersion. When you want to do something, it doesn't have to be a stock market or what have you, but when you're trying to actually learn something, what you want to do is you want to immerse yourself. And when you set your mind to it, that's what you want to do, you start pulling in as many things as you can from the outside world. So, this show is primarily about money management. It's about trading. It's about understanding what's going on in the markets. And I wanted to do that. And I used to, each night, I would go because I had other businesses that I ran, and I would go home each night, and I couldn't wait to get home. I couldn't wait to get there to be able to turn on the archive of Tom's shows, because I knew that for 2 hours I was actually going to learn and I was going to educate myself. I would go through the archive. Now, back then it was just all audio. So the way I would have my chart system up, it's the same charting software package that I use right now, and I would have my chart system up, and a caller would call in and they would say, they wanted to know what was going on with the with Apple or with the DUG or with whatever it was that they were calling in about. And I would stop that, and I would give my analysis, and I would see just how closely I could get to Tom's analysis. And so I was visualizing myself actually doing this exact same thing. I didn't necessarily realize it at the time, but that's how things work, folks. So, you want to make sure that you use visualization because that is going to lead you to your next thing. And why it is that I want you to be focused on really all the greatness within inside you, everything that you can be grateful for or you should be grateful for, and you should have that gratitude list, because the bottom line is, the reality is that life is going to throw you a curveball. One of our coworkers, David White, got thrown a nasty curveball yesterday. His brother passed away. It was sudden. And so please, let's send all of our white light out to David, and send all your well wishes to him, because, he's got to be, going through a tough time. And that's the way life works. It just simply throws curveballs to you. And that is why that whatever it is you're doing in life, you want to be able to immerse yourself into it. If you want to achieve, if you're not happy in your life, it's just simply because of who you've become. So write down on a piece of paper, start out there, who it is you want to become, create that vision. Rocky did it, you do it. Successful people do it all the time. And it's just about, you're going to learn more from your failures than you will from your successes. And I had talked about in our last show, our last Thursday show, was talking about the story of Michael Jordan, and how, so this is going to be an interesting conversion over that. And really where I want to take a look at, I believe that success leaves clues. And the easiest way to be able to communicate that is to actually either be able to use my life stories, and sometimes it's easier to use life stories of others that, that aren't myself. So real life stories about individuals that you might, have enjoyed watching, learning from, or maybe you enjoy their passion. And who out there would say that, Michael Jordan, do you think Michael Jordan was passionate about playing basketball? When you watched him play, didn't you see the beauty in it? Didn't you really, just an absolutely great athlete. And so the cool thing is that, what people don't understand, maybe most people don't understand about Michael Jordan, is that he didn't make his varsity high school basketball team. He was cut. He was cut in his sophomore year, went and tried out and was absolutely cut. Now, he had a lot of talent back then. He absolutely did have a lot of natural God-given talent. But he was cut from the team, because what his coach said was basically, that he wasn't a team player, if you will. That he was truly all about himself, and that and there was just no way that no matter what talent he had, that because Michael thought he had this natural talent, that he didn't have a commitment and he didn't have the drive to be able to continue to improve himself. And so that's really all about the same thing about your standards in life. And if you don't think you have any drive right now, for whatever that reason might be, you need to be able to just simply raise your standards, because you don't have any drive because you don't want to keep doing the same thing. And so Michael really wanted to play on that team. Of course, you could see it. That was his passion. And so he made a deal with his coach, and the deal was this, that Michael Jordan would come every morning early before school and would work with the coach, and that coach was going to be able to teach him, as long as Michael followed his direction, then he was guaranteed a spot in his junior year. And that coach taught him about discipline. Think about that. His coach taught him about discipline. When we take a look at trading here, it is all about discipline. It's about having the discipline to wait for a trade to come into some type of pattern so that you can trade it. It's about using stops. It's about money management. It's absolutely about discipline. But most important, what his coach taught him to do was to raise his standard. And that is what I want you to be able to do. I want you to write that down, because that was Michael Jordan's secret to learning how to achieve the type of success that he did. And see, the thing is, even though you raise your standards, even though the universe is going to throw curveballs, Michael Jordan got thrown another curveball. It was when he lost again. And when he lost again, it was against my team from Detroit, if you will. And when the Bulls lost, Michael, he cried in the back of the bus because, he didn't want to lose. You show me a good loser, I'll show you a real loser. That was his thought process as well. But because of his high school experience, he realized all he needed to do was raise his standard. He did that, folks. 3 championships in a row, retired, came back, 3 more championships in a row. Stay tuned, folks. 877-927-6648.
We're together.
As Tom says, go long, America! Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just 1, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Hope you are having a terrific Tuesday. I know I am. You want to stick around because after this show, we've got Victor Jones, commercial-free, uninterrupted hour on options, and absolutely one of the best shows that are out there. You know, such resources that are available for you here at TFNN, so stick around for that. Right now, you've got the Dow is up 37 points. S&P is absolutely flat. You got the composite down 7 points. The small caps down 3. If we take a look at the DAX and the FTSE are going to close in about 5 minutes right now. The DAX is off 53 points. The FTSE is up 17. We'll take a look around there. And right now what I've got up on my screen is the U.S. dollar index. You can see it's trading right along the lower portion of this trend line that we've got here. You can see the last 3 days just simply making lower lows. They just simply cannot keep the U.S. dollar index down. Well, why is that? Because it's all about the currency market. It's all about the euro. It's all about the pound. And the question is, what do you want to go home with? Do you want to go home with euros or pounds? Now, right now, what I've got up on my screen here is the 30-minute chart of the euro. And you want to at least understand that the currency markets are what are really controlling where our stock market is going. It has nothing to do with any other news that's out there for the most part. When I'm talking the stock market, I'm talking about the primary indexes that are out there, not, the individual stocks like Darden Restaurant down $5 right now this morning, down 11%, not CF Industries, up about $4.71 right now. We'll go take a look at those stocks or anything else that you want. Just give me a call. But what I am showing you are the normal breathing patterns, these normal patterns that have got 70% plus chance of winning. When I say chance, probability, if you will, of winning. And it's really helpful to understand the sacred geometry. It's really helpful to understand these patterns that are out there and the Fibonacci retracement and expansion numbers that we teach. The 618, the 786, the 382, the 1.272, and the 1.618. Now, we're taking a look at a 30-minute chart on the euro. And you can see, look at this wide range bar. All this came in last week. This was on the November the 30th, and this was after, I don't remember what the heck the announcement was back then. It seems like it was so long ago, but look at those big wide range bars on the way up, and you can see here how, it was clawing its way down, how it was making a normal retracement, a normal breathing pattern, a normal Gartley pattern, an A to B equals C to D. If I go ahead and we take a look at what that exact price projection would be here, I'll use my formation tool, and we'll see that the A to B equals C to D is actually right down here in this 132 area. You can see how this A to B decline here, how as the price was coming down on the C to D leg, it was much further off to the right-hand side. Didn't have the same type of conviction as that initial thrust did on the downside. If you take a look at the expansion, though, between swing points, the expansion on the euro at the 12 o'clock time frame down to the expansion yesterday at about 3 a.m. at 3 a.m. on the 6th. Yes, so 3 a.m. on the 6th. That was this morning. Is that right? What's today? Yeah. 3 a.m. this morning. And what you can see here, so you had this nice expansion take place. This was not a full 618, not a full 786 was in between the 618 and the 786. And from there, so that's a Gartley, it's a Gartley buy area. And what you have to realize when we take a look at these numbers, that you're really just trying to get within a certain range. It's why you want to understand the average true range when you're placing your stop, because that's just the normal breathing within inside any pattern here. And what you can see here is that what this did, this pattern here as it completed, not saying that I didn't take this trade, but not saying I was sleeping soundly. I was snoring at 3 a.m. this morning, thank goodness. And what you had here, what I want to be able to show you on this pattern is that you've got normal breathing patterns, you've got normal movement, so that we can try to understand where is it that the markets might go today. So if the markets get up there, you can say, hey, I learned that by listening to Steve at TFNN, and because it's getting up here, that doesn't mean that everything is solved in the world. That's just a normal breathing pattern. Well, the first place that you're going to bounce to is you're going to bounce to the 0.382. This is your A to D level. That 0.382, you can see that's where the market bounced to, and then it moved down. Where did it move down to? Moved down to this 0.707. When you see certain numbers repeat themselves on charts, intraday or what have you, you'll see them repeat time and time again. A 0.707 move, a 0.707 move, and now what the euro is trying to do, it's trying to complete its next Gartley sell pattern. That Gartley sell pattern would be right up here in the 134.5 area. You'd see some juice in the marketplace, but when you see that, folks, it's nothing more than the currencies controlling the market. It's nothing more than a normal breathing pattern. The problems are not over in River City. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com today or call 877-518-9190.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. 877-927-6648. The Dow's up 23 points right now. The S&P down 1.6 points. Composite down 11. Small caps down 4. And let's go to Kevin in Marina Del Rey. And Kevin, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve.
How you doing?
Hey, I like your show, man.
Thank
you. I just have that question about that 1%.
Okay.
Thing. Don't you have trouble getting stopped out a lot?
No. Hey, that's a great question. Let's. What stock any stock you like trading or ETF or anything, and I'll show you how it works. How about that?
I can't see it on my screen because my computer is.
Nope, no problem. But I'll still walk you through it, and others will be able to see. And let's just, just give me any symbol you want. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Anything. How about FCX?
FCX. Okay. So FCX and my subscribers get the use of this position size calculator. And so that's what I've got up on the screen. And so you just simply type in the symbol, and then what you'll see, folks, is you got Freeport McMoran. Now, in this case here, because it's an individual stock, we're just going to select that it's a stock. You've got 3 different options there. And in this case here, let's just assume that Kevin wants to go long. And let's assume that what Kevin does is, let's say Kevin's a millionaire. So we're going to put in $1 million, because he's living in Marina Del Rey. You got to be at least a millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
To live out there. So we're going to put in $1 million for our trading capital. And you can see, folks, what this defaults to is the 1% risk. Now, what also gets populated on the screen, Kevin, and what I ask, if you're not using this tool, what I want you to be able to do is I want you to go take a look at the average true range that the stock has been selling in. And what that means is you want to be able to take a look at the highs and lows from the prior trading days. Now, what you need to do is you need to account for gaps up and gaps down. And on my system automatically goes and pulls that data for you. And you can see, because we had a holiday, it's got just only 9 days worth of data right now. And it will show you when you've got gaps up or gaps down. And you want to make sure that you account for that price, because that's giving you what the daily volatility is. And so your stop is going to be placed outside of that average daily volatility. Okay? Do you follow along with that at all?
I think so. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what I do in volatile markets, so the average true range on FCX is $1.28. So if you went back and you took a look at the last 9 trading sessions and you accounted for the gaps up and gaps down, that on average that stock moves $1.28 from high to low on a daily basis over the last 9 days.
Okay.
Then what I do, Kevin, is I use a Fibonacci expansion of that average true range. In a super volatile marketplace, I'll use 2.618. But normally, in this case here, I'm using 1.618. So I'm multiplying $1.28 times 1.618. In this case here, and let me just put in some pricing here. Let's say yesterday this thing closed out, 12.5, closed out in the $40 range. I'm going to put that we would enter this at $40. Oops, we'd enter it at 40, and we think this is high flyer, so we'll exit at 70. That way I can just hit my calculate button here. And so it automatically. So I'm taking the average true range, which was that $1.28, times 1.618. That tells me that my stop should be $2.07. So now let me pull this whole thing back for you. So on $1 million, you were going to risk 1%. That would be that would be $10,000 on the trade. You're going to take that $10,000 and you're going to divide it by your stop. You see, your stop that you created here is outside of the average daily volatility. We know that the average daily volatility is $1.28. We're going to multiply that and expand it even more times 1.618. That gives us a $2.07 stop. Let's just assume it's $2, if you will. $2 on 10,000, that's going to tell you to go out and buy how many shares? That's going to tell you to go out and buy 500 shares, right? 5,000 shares. 5,000 shares. Do me a favor, Kevin. Hold on through the break, all right?
All right.
Because I want to bring this home for you. 877-927-6648. Got the Dow up 20. We'll be right back with Kevin from Marina Del Rey.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And we are on the phone with Kevin in Marina Del Rey, and he's asking a great question, which is really about the 1% trading rule that I really urge you to use and to get your head wrapped around, because it will make the single biggest improvement in your trading. It will help you to protect your assets. I like to say that. You can also say protect something else, but it absolutely will help you protect your assets. And what it will do is give you the biggest opportunity to be able to create and grow your money tree. So there's really a 3-step process. So I'm going to try to take what we did in that last segment and maybe break it down to even a simpler process. The first step, Kevin, is you want to absolutely not risk more than 1% on any trade. So it doesn't matter whether your balance is 10 grand, 100 grand, $1 million, $5 million. You just simply, if that's your available trading capital, you just simply are going to take 1% of that. So on $1 million, it's $10,000. That is step one. Okay?
Okay.
Step number 2 is identifying your stop. Now, there's all different types of ways to identify your stop. No matter what system you might use, some people might use retracements, you might look at swing points, whatever that might be. I still say no matter what Fibonacci numbers, no matter what, we still don't know where the market is really going to push itself down to. What we do know is we know what the average daily volatility is, going back and taking a look at whatever time period you want. I just simply use the last 2 weeks. I look at 10 days. And in a volatile marketplace, when I know that my volatility, in this case here on FCX, let's say it's in that $1.28 range, if you will, that's what the average is over a 10-day period of time, then what I want to do is I want to make sure that my stop is outside of that range. I don't want to have decided that I'm going to invest in this and then get stopped out, which was really your question. Don't you get stopped out so much? Well, when I put my stop outside of the average daily volatility, and you can use a factor greater than 1.618 if you want. But if you put it outside that average daily volatility, you shouldn't be stopped out the day you entered the trade. Does that kind of make sense? Because I mean, if you are, then you're having an unusual day. And if you make if you make your stop, let's say 2 times your average volatility or 3 times your average volatility, something really has to be going wrong inside the stock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So then once you've identified what you're comfortable with, what's working for your trading style, you've done your stop calculation. So let's just assume it happens to be $2 in this case. So now we know our risk, 1% of our capital, 10 grand in this case. We know that our stop is going to be $2. You just divide the 10,000 by 2, and that tells you your position size. The single most important element of your trading is not your entry. It's not your exit. It truly is your position size. And how you get to that position size is using, you don't even have to use 1%. You can use 0.5%. And, but you don't want to use more than 1% because, you're going to have periods of time where you're going to have losing trades. We can't control the distributions of wins and losses. Right now I've got a 69% win-loss rate. There's going to be a distribution of wins and losses. I just know there's losses that, that are just simply, that's part of trading. Part of any business that you're in. So does that help you on, in this case here in FCX, just to kind of even bring it home, let's just assume, and I'm looking at the actual chart here, it's trading right now at 39.78. And so what FCX did was it gapped up on November 30th, and it gapped up on 24 million shares, and the calculation that the position size calculator gave you for a stop would have said place your stop at $37.93. Well, the gap up, the bottom of the gap up, was actually 38.51. So in this case here, gapping up on volume, it would put you underneath that. It would put you underneath. I'm not saying take this as a trade, folks, because I didn't do any research on this. But just to show you how the average daily volatility stop, it put you in a place that makes sense. Does that help at all, Kevin?
Yeah. No, it did.
Yeah.
Okay. Clears up a lot of stuff. Thanks.
Okay. So absolutely. So the 1% piece of it is really about truly having, and you got the next show that's coming up with Victor Jones, and it really is all about defined risk. And once you've defined your risk as 1% of your trading capital or 0.5%, whatever it is, then the rest of it are just simply the mechanics. They're the tactics part of trading. It's, in my system, I just simply use a position size calculator, and we're going to use that average true range. And you can calculate that on your own. Another way to do it is just take a weekly chart, take a look at from top to bottom, the last 2 weeks, and then multiply that times 3. Come up with that and figure out what the average is over 2 weeks. Multiply that times 3. That will give you a pretty decent average true range. It's not as accurate as using the daily, but it's accurate. But it will help you to keep your stops outside of the daily noise, the daily volatility. Alrighty?
This is good. Thanks, Steve.
Okay. Hey, and thank you so much for calling. How's the weather out there?
It's freezing this morning.
Freezing? Now, wait a minute. What's freezing to you?
Well, okay, it's not. Okay, I'm sure it's not that freezing.
Got it.
Compared to it is around here.
Yeah.
Larry said that it was the coldest day in Tucson or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, up in the mountains, yeah.
So we must be getting a piece of it.
Well, look, you're exactly right. I tell when it gets below 70 degrees in Florida, I think it's freezing. So it is all a matter of perspective. No, when it gets below 70, I don't like it. I don't like it. So, hey, Kevin, thanks so much for calling. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Okay, you have a great day. And folks, so hopefully you're beginning. If you didn't have the grass, you were beginning to get the grass. Look on Channel 5, TigerTV. If you go to TigerTV and you go to Channel 5 and you hit load the channel, load the videos that are on there. If you go to the second page, I believe it's the second page now, you're going to see a 90-minute, I think it's a 60-minute webcast that I did on understanding probability. Go watch that. It's for free. If you want to better understand the position sizing aspect, it is on every member's homepage. And it doesn't cost you to become a member of TFNN. So you can just simply go, if you're not a member, just go over to the front page of TFNN in the upper right-hand corner, become a member. It takes you about 90 seconds or so to put in the information. And then as soon as you're done, what will happen is you'll be populated with a position-size webinar, a button that's on your members page. You log back in, and you'll be able to watch I can't recall if that's a 30 or a 60-minute webinar that will take you through this whole process. There's also the archive show from November the 25th. That was the Friday show that I had taped ahead of time. So there is a full 1-hour show that takes you through every step of this process. You want to absolutely give yourself this gift and understand it, because it'll have more impact on your trading, well, almost as much impact as I will if you subscribe to my newsletter. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Hi folks, Steve Rhodes here. Tom O'Brien and I need your help. Together, let's change the cash for gold industry once and for all. Now is the time to unleash the game changer, and that's you folks. We've all seen the power of viral marketing. It's overthrown dictators, and now it's time to rid the thieves in this cash for gold industry. Together, we can change this industry in a heartbeat. You know about our industry-leading payouts, our free tools, our video valuation, and the education that we provide to help folks value their jewelry. Tom and I are experts and the industry's most trusted team. Please join us now by spreading the word to your entire email list. We'll pay you 5% of the total payout, which on average would be $50 per transaction. 100 transactions is $5,000 in your pocket. We'd rather put our marketing dollars in your pocket and more money in your referrals pocket. Go to TigerMetalExchange.com and click on the Become a Partner button to join our team. Let's start a revolution, folks. We can't do it without you. TigerMetalExchange.com, the only click you need to make. Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Go long, America! Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system. Before December 31st, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And thanks so much for joining me today. Special day because it's the 1-year anniversary, if you will, to the day when I first did my first show around here. I remember, going into the last segment and, kind of feeling like, hey, I made it. Nowadays, as I go into the last segment, I can't believe that time is flying that fast. So we had the DAX finish down 77 points. It finished pretty close to its low. And the FTSE was very much flat, up 0.76. Let's go to Todd in Utah. Todd, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Oh, thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I've read Tom's first book several times, and what my question is on the Fibonacci retracements.
Yeah.
Is there a software out there? I mean, I know it can be figured by hand, but is there a good place to get a software or a charting service that has the Fibonacci retracements?
Oh, I think there is really so many out there. What you really what is there a platform that you use? Even the brokers. So whether you use Charles Schwab, and maybe we'll talk about the story of Charles Schwab one of these days. He's dyslexic. That probably most folks didn't know that out there. Not that that means anything, but. He was one that really was able to break things down into chunks, and a self-made millionaire, if you will. And I don't want to get off topic here, but a lot of times people think self-made millionaires do it all themselves. Reality is, no, you need others to be able to do it. That's what being able to make money is all about. But the software package that I use, Todd, is called. I use a couple different software packages. Number one, I use the Ensign Windows, and there's just simple retracement rulers that are on there. I think there are some free charting software packages out there. Almost any system actually has, retracement. You just want to be able to go back in, and you want to be able to, just go ahead and put retracements and expansion numbers, 382-618-786, and then 1.272 and 1.618. And so, this package here, I think it's probably about $50 a month. David, I also use the Art of Timing the Trade. That's going to be released here in the very near future. And so there's a lot of retracement tools inside that. Most every, whether it's TD Ameritrade, whether it's Scottrade, whether it's Interactive Broker, whether it's the Thinkorswim platform, all of those would have the retracement rulers in there. And you just want to go in there and you want to set them to the ones that we talk about.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But you can absolutely find that stuff out there, and they are beautiful to use. So thanks for calling and thanks for asking that question.
Thank you.
You bet. Have a great day. So, folks, if we quickly just take a look at the DAX, I'm going to get rid of the retracement ruler that I've got up here. So we'll just take a look at that, and you can see here, how the DAX is now seems to be, after making its retracement on the way up, now seems to be starting to make its way down. And if we take a look at the DAX in its down move here, the first area where it's going to get to is going to be that 0.382. So that'll take the DAX from the high that was made here, made yesterday at 61.70. The day before was at 61.69. And so if the work to the upside is down on the DAX, then where that's going to first take it to is that 0.382 area. That's going to be in that 58. Looks like 58 to 62. The printing is small and the screen is pretty much far away. And then once it gets through that, then you'll be looking at the 0.618 area, 58.63. If we just go take a look at the FTSE, that closed very flat today here. And on the FTSE, why do we want to understand what's going on there? Because these markets trade, this is one world market. And so you want to be taking a look at, we know where Asia closes when we're up in the morning and we're trading. And so we want to take a look at that. Asia was down pretty hard. You had the Hang Seng down 237. You had the Nikkei down 120. Ooh, that is an index of gaps that's out there. Folks, stay tuned for Victor Jones. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. sharp.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his